Our Inventions, Papa Bear Enterprises Global, LLC.
Papa, do you know of any practical ways I can beat the heat humidity and bugs here in Sucre? Papá, ¿conoces alguna forma práctica de combatir el calor, la humedad y los insectos aquí en Sucre?
Wilmer M. F. Reyes, via messenger to Papa Bear Michael. June 16, 2025. This work did not begin with an idea for a company. It began with that question from someone I lived too far from to help in person. It wasn't theoretical. It wasn't aspirational. It was a practical question about a real place, asked by my adopted son, who lives with those conditions every day, without the benefit of air conditioning. He relies instead on desk fans and screened windows in a tropical environment where mosquitoes are constant and often dangerous. I didn't have an answer ready, but I knew one had to exist. I also knew that working with AI could help me find it, thoughtfully, responsibly, and grounded in reality. So I did what I always do. I started asking better questions. The systems you're about to see were designed first for that house, for those conditions, for the daily reality my son and others live with in El Mamey, Sucre, Colombia. They were created to provide relief to people I love. In the process, they led to the development of dozens of core system designs and hundreds of related variations, each focused on solving real problems that make life more difficult not just there, but in many parts of the world. Only later did we realize that what worked there could work far beyond it, and that discovery is still unfolding. As we asked how these systems might scale, it became clear that their core designs placed no artificial limits on how widely they could be applied. Every design was tested against real constraints: heat, power limits, maintenance realities, material availability, and long-term use. The goal was never invention for its own sake, something I never imagined I'd be capable of doing, let alone at this scale. With AI as a partner, this became a labor of practical, loving care. The goal was simple: to give my son practical plans he could use, cooling systems that don't attempt to dominate the environment, but work with it. Systems that reduce heat sustainably while harvesting humidity and converting it into clean, chilled drinking water. The aim was to make that home more livable, reliably, affordably, and with dignity, using components designed to operate on minimal power and to continue functioning on solar when the grid fails. Those goals have now been met in our completed designs, all of which are currently pending patent approval. Scale was never the objective. It was the consequence. For a fuller account of how this enterprise was founded and why, we've documented that story separately. You can explore it on our Foundations page, linked below, where we trace how a single practical question led to something truly remarkable. Design approach. At Papa Bear Enterprises Global LLC, invention does not begin with novelty. It begins with necessity. We design practical systems for the real world, where heat is constant, infrastructure is limited, maintenance is imperfect, and failure has real consequences. Our work is grounded in lived conditions faced by people navigating economic inequality and environmental stress, people simply trying to survive with dignity. That reality shapes every design decision we make. We prioritize affordability and material stewardship by encouraging the use of everyday, locally available resources. Our systems are designed to save money and reduce waste through the responsible reclamation of materials, such as scrap metal, salvage wood, and reclaimed Peltier units, wherever doing so preserves performance, reliability, and safety. Everything we design is intended to be usable, reparable, and maintainable for decades, not quarters. We deliberately minimize reliance on fragile electronics and disposable components, favoring straightforward, resilient designs that often require little to no computer control at all. Manufactured obsolescence is not something we accept, it is something we design around. By reusing reclaimed materials and e-waste when appropriate, we reduce dependence on fragile supply chains without compromising quality or durability. The systems you're about to see represent our initial prototype scope, all designed specifically for El Mamey, Sucre, and for environments like it around the world. Polaris Systems, Cooling and Climate Control. The Polaris line addresses one of the most persistent challenges in hot climates: thermal stress. From portable personal coolers to room scale and whole structure systems, Polaris designs apply established thermoelectric principles, combined in efficient, practical configurations to deliver cooling where conventional systems are impractical, unavailable, or unreliable. These systems are built around widely available components. They are modular, serviceable, and designed for low power draw. Rather than relying on energy-intensive compressors or toxic refrigerants, Polaris systems use Peltier units, high-efficiency fans, and a proprietary coolant formulated from food-safe glycerin and other non-toxic additives. Safe for people, pets, and the environments in which they operate. Polaris systems are not experimental technology. They are grounded applications of known science, engineered to be built, repaired, and maintained locally. Designed first for Mamey, Sucre, Colombia, these systems quickly prove viable far beyond it, at a per-unit cost that working-class families in places like Colombia can realistically afford. That affordability is not an aspiration, it is a design constraint. Every system was engineered with component pricing evaluated in local pesos, not just US dollars. Fortress House, Integrated Residential Protection. Fortress House is an integrated residential system composed of two coordinated components, Fortress Porch and Fortress Yard. Together, they address a simple reality. Daily life in hot climates does not occur solely indoors. Comfort, safety, and health depend on how the entire home and its surroundings interact with heat, humidity, insects, and power reliability. Fortress Porch. Fortress Porch is the foundational system from which much of this work emerged. It reduces heat load, improves airflow, and creates a livable transitional space between interior and exterior environments by enclosing an approximately 8-foot deep screened porch around the home, using reclaimed or affordable materials. Cooling is augmented by a Polaris system running along the roofline perimeter. High-efficiency server fans exhaust rising heat, while cooled air is directed downward and circulated beneath a reclaimed pallet wood floor, delivering cooling where it matters most for occupants and pets. The system also passively harvests humidity. That moisture is purified and chilled, providing a continuous supply of clean domestic water while simultaneously reducing ambient humidity. This lowers perceived temperature, improves comfort, and reduces reliance on wells or other external water sources. Together, these effects can produce interior conditions that approach conventional HVAC comfort at a fraction of the cost and using a fraction of the power. Additional features include screened airflow barriers that function as airlocks, dramatically reducing insect intrusion into living spaces and significantly improving quality of life for residents, guests, and animals alike. Fortress Porch does not attempt to overpower the climate. It works with it, moderating conditions, reducing stress, and allowing people to remain comfortable without total dependence on mechanical cooling. Fortress Yard. Fortress Yard extends protection outward, transforming the area surrounding the home into an active environmental buffer rather than an exposed perimeter. A grid of air curtains circulates cooled air while forming an effective barrier against insects. These systems are powered by a central climate control tower paired with a solar pedal array, which on sunny days generates sufficient power to operate all components while charging battery storage for nighttime and overcast use. Using Peltier units and carefully engineered airflow, the system harvests ambient humidity and processes it into purified, chilled water for domestic use. This water supports hydration, cooking, bathing, and irrigation, while reducing overall humidity and heat stress in the immediate environment. Security is addressed through an integrated 8-foot high perimeter barrier. Breeze block forms the base, topped with chain link, layered with mesh screening, and finished with wood lattice. The result is a solid, breathable enclosure that deters intruders, human, animal, or insect, while remaining visually open and aesthetically integrated with the home. Fortress Yard directly addresses the conditions where discomfort begins, where insects breed, heat accumulates, and exposure is greatest. By extracting moisture from the air and putting it to use, the system reduces environmental pressure while consuming minimal power. When combined with Fortress Porch, the home and yard function as a single, unified system, reducing strain on the structure, the occupants, and the interior systems they rely on. The home is treated not as a sealed box, but as a lived environment, one that breathes, adapts, and protects the people inside it. Fortress Field, agricultural and livelihood support. Fortress Field applies the same principles beyond the home, extending the combined logic of fortress yard and fortress porch into agricultural and working environments. Designed for small farms and working fields, it focuses on reducing heat stress on people and animals, protecting crops and equipment, and improving daily working conditions, without requiring heavy infrastructure or industrial-scale investment. Using the same humidity harvesting and climate moderating techniques, fortress field systems extract moisture from the air and convert it into purified, chilled drinking water. This water supports irrigation, worker hydration, and safe drinking supplies for animals, stored in holding tanks where it is filtered, sterilized, and mineralized for quality and taste. Where barns or shelters exist, Fortress Field integrates directly by adapting fortress porch systems to suit agricultural structures. Where they do not, the system stands independently, creating shaded, cooled, and protected working zones directly in the field. The goal is not to industrialize small farms. It is to stabilize them, reducing environmental stress, preserving health, and extending the viability of livelihoods already under pressure. This is resilience scaled to work, resilience scaled to food, resilience scaled to livelihood. Unifying method. What unites these systems is not their appearance, but their method. Each was designed using the same human plus AI collaboration framework: structured questioning, constraint-driven design, iterative refinement, and clear, ethical boundary setting. The result is not a collection of gadgets, but a coherent ecosystem of solutions. Systems that can operate together or independently, depending on context, budget, and need. This is how Papa Bear Enterprises Global LLC designs. Not for spectacle, not for novelty, but for durability, dignity, and real-world use. Current status. These systems are currently in the pre-funding, pre-prototype stage. Initial prototype development has begun using the founders' personal resources. However, meaningful progress beyond this point requires aligned investment partners, not as spectators, but as participants in responsible system development who recognize the value of engaging early. Several core designs are already complete at the build plan level. The engineering principles are sound. The components are established and widely available. The designs are sufficiently mature to fabricate and test. What remains is not invention, but execution. With appropriate support, Papa Bear Enterprises PBE Global LLC is prepared to move directly into prototype construction, real-world testing, and iterative refinement under live conditions. This is the phase where theory meets reality and where durable systems prove themselves. What is required now are partners aligned with our ethics and approach, willing to support prototype fabrication, testing, and refinement, so these systems can move from plans into the world. At Papa Bear Enterprises, PBE Global LLC, we are not afraid of the future. We are already living in it and designing for the world as it is, and the one that's arriving. Where we are now, Papa Bear Enterprises Global LLC is currently in a pre-funding stage and is seeking aligned partners interested in participating in our long-term success. Core designs are sufficiently mature to proceed to prototype fabrication, and preparatory work is underway to support responsible, values-aligned partnerships. We are building deliberately rather than hurriedly, with a focus on clarity, readiness, and long-term viability. For additional details, please visit the link provided with this video or see mypbglobal.com. Partner with us. The work continues, not because it is fashionable, but because it is necessary. To learn more about Papa Bear Enterprises Global LLC, please visit https://mypbglobal.com. Thanks for watching.